of the major arcana. Here at the pomegranate major arcana.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Mandy.
I'm just still contacting you here from the Bahamas. It's a little bit chilly today, but it's still very nice. Sun's shining, little light breeze.
Nice breeze.
I'm loving it.
I'm jealous. I need that hat.
So what are we doing today? Judgment, was it?
Today it is all about the sun. All about the sun. You're going to leave those sunglasses on all day.
I kind of like think I've made my point. So.
Oh, no, you did that when I was drinking coffee. I almost came out my nose.
Yeah. Oh my God, you've got to love the sun, haven't you? I mean, it's just joyous.
It is a very, very happy card. When I see this card, I see that little baby and I'm like,
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. You can't not be happy. I mean, how can you read this card like upright and not be happy? Like it's so vibrant and it's just so kind of positive. I mean, the horse has got a little bit of a dodgy expression on its face, but you know, I can ignore that. I just think it's just a really, really bright and happy and joyous card. And I think it does remind you that life can sometimes life can go well.
Sometimes it can. I love that little feather poking straight up on his hat, kind of like a little tiny version of the Knight of Wands feather.
Yeah.
Or the Fool.
Yeah.
And I don't know if those are sunflowers, baby sunflowers or poppies wrapped around his head.
Right.
But he's just wide open. He's just like, wow, he don't care about nothing. He has no shame, no fear, nothing.
Not a care in the world.
And he's got a pony. Like every kid wants a pony.
I know. It's just an amazing card, but I kind of like feel like the sun really is fundamental, isn't it? You know,
without it we would all die, or we wouldn't even exist.
You can't, exactly. Like I think the major arcana lives, every single card in the majors live within all of us, but you might have the odd card that is very like some people might not be very aware of some of those energies, or they might only crop up from time to time. But the sun, it's the fundamental one. It is the absolute essential. It's existence, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Everything kind of comes from it and revolves around it. It's right there at the center of astrology, you know.
That makes me think that little baby there, he's the center of a lot of people's universe. He shines. People love him and want to keep him safe and want to make him happy.
Yeah.
And I love that he's in the walled garden. He's safe. You know, he can ride that pony wherever he wants inside that garden. That could be acres for all we know. It probably is. One of the things that distresses me about the sun card in today's world, everybody's got to put this little spin on things because nothing can be that good, you know? Yes, they can. But a lot of times, and here recently especially, so many people are pointing out that red flag and saying, there's a red flag. There's something wrong that he's not seeing. No. In the reverse, maybe. But I guess let me rescind, because if it's a worldview to be negative all like that, then yeah, you're going to read it that way. But things can be that good. maybe not for very long, but damn it, why not enjoy it while they're going that good?
Well, see, I see that red flag very specifically for me because I spent a large part of my adult life in Les Miserables, and that red flag is kind of like massively waved in that revolution. It's revolutionary. It's about a new world. It's about changing the world. And so I can only see that red flag as positive, to be honest. It's fire. It's kind of like, we're going to make it happen. We are going to have a better world. We're going to, you know, this is the big, and this is a baby in the card. This is the beginnings of the world as it should be. Now, whether it kind of can sustain or not is another matter. But within itself, I see that red flag as fire energy at its best.
I have to agree with you 100%. Every time I hear that there's a red flag, there's something wrong, I just cringe. Now, I'm not going to go correcting them in their reading, but we don't have to look at everything with suspicion.
The only time I might look at it in that way, and I don't think I ever have, would be if I was asking a question like, you know, like, what do I need to be aware of? And this card came up. I might see the red flag is a warning not to kind of maybe expose yourself to the sun too much. Maybe it's like sunburn or something like that. If it was directly answering a question that was looking for a kind of, is there anything we need to be a bit cautious of or something, then it might be kind of like a red flag kind of in that sense.
And it came up exactly like that in a group reading once. One of our friends was going to the Baltic Sea or the Black Sea in Russia for a big psychic convention. And he wanted to know what kind of time he would have. And I believe it was the sun in reverse. And we were like, dude, watch out for sunburn.
Yeah.
His first day there, he fell asleep on the beach and yeah. Should have listened. Should have. He was like, no, it's the sun. It's bigger than that. And just no, he was in pain for the entire time.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh God. Having sort of bad sunburn is awful.
Yeah. And if you see, you've got the squiggly lines are the heat and the straight lines are the light. So you've got heat and light being shed by that sun.
I suppose, like, you know, if you break it down, if you're just looking at the card as a whole, I think that energy of the sun is amazingly positive. But you might be looking at the sun, you might be looking at the flag, you might be looking at the baby or the playfulness or the kind of the joyousness of it, or you might be looking at the white horse, and you might be tying that horse in with, like, let's say there are a few white horses, aren't there, in the deck? Mm-hmm. So is it the same white horse? If, you know, because you've got the kind of, what have you got? The Knight of Cups is on a white horse.
Yes.
Death is on a white horse, but that's the other end of the scale. But I suppose if there was some continuity with the white horse in the reading, it might be nothing to do with the sun. It might be the journey of the horse somehow. I don't know.
Oh yeah, and that horse, he has a little bit of a grumbly look on his face, but he's still taking care of that baby.
Yeah,
that's loyalty to me.
Yeah,
that baby feels safe and secure. He's doing the whole look, ma, no hands.
It is very much about children as well, and childhood and playfulness, and I would say, like, if someone was saying, am I likely to have children or whatever, and that card came up, that's got to be a big yes.
Yeah,
it's got to be a big one for sort of those sort of questions.
I would think so.
You know, I mean, like, there's certain cards, aren't there, for sort of pregnancies and births and babies and children, and this is amongst that group of cards, like, without a doubt. You've just got this happy, joyous child there.
And you can't help but think that, look at him. or her, we don't know, but that baby probably makes everybody around it happy.
Yeah.
That's just coming in for a hug.
It might,
He's
yeah, it might like literally be telling you, take a holiday, get some sun, you know, or it might just be saying, go and have some fun, go and enjoy yourself, let your hair down, like stop. Not everything has to be serious. Have some fun.
yeah, I definitely have been able to see it that way.
Yeah. It's playful. It's very Leo as well, very Leo, and I see that as the flame, that fixed fire thing. That flame just keeps burning. So
And I see the flag as Leo too. And people will probably say, yeah, Leo, they're all egotistical. Everybody look at me. But he's sharing his joy with that flag. He is getting that attention. It does draw attention. But ego doesn't always have to be a bad thing. I remember we talked about when my son was like 2 or 3 in potty training, and she said that he was
oh god,
arrogant. Yeah. Ego is a good thing, especially in children.
yeah, definitely, definitely. No, I think it's I just really, really like it.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. I just very, very, very rarely that I'm going to see this card and be unhappy. Of course, I am a Leo and I do love the sun, you know?
No, I think it's hard to read it in a negative way unless you've asked a lead, you've led, you know, if you've asked a leading question where you're looking for the most negative thing you can find, you might be able to squeeze something negative out of it, unless it comes up reversed, and then it's different. It could be like sunburn, or it could be like saying, why are you not having any fun, or whatever, or
putting
you,
your light under a bushel.
yeah.
Yeah, a
Or it's
lot of
kind of,
people.
you're not allowing things to kind of like develop and grow. Your project just that isn't sort of, it just doesn't feel that your project has sort of like got any life in it or whatever.
Incredibly stifled energy
Yes. Yeah.
and not so safe.
Agreed. It could be quite nasty reverse, depending on how far you sort of take it, you
Yeah.
know. I do remember, I'm sure this came up reversed, and I've spoken about this before, but Harleed, well, we were in a group, Harleed was there, and we did the is there life in the universe, intelligent life in the universe other than here? And this card, I'm sure it came up in reverse, came up for within our own solar system. We had 3 card positions. We had within our own solar system, then we had within our galaxy, and then we had within the universe that we know of. We got the sun reversed for within our solar system, and it's like we are damaging our sun or whatever, you know, like global warming and all of that sort of thing. It's like the humans in this solar system are the lowest form of intelligent life in this universe. Like they are the most infantile in their kind of, you know, advancement of intelligence. And then it went to the chariot for within our galaxy, which is obviously a more mature energy than the child in the sun. And then I have said all this before, and then finally, somewhere in the kind of outskirts of our universe was the most intelligent life form. We got the hermit.
Oh, wow.
Such an amazing reading. But yeah.
That is, and so I woke up this morning and still in my head, I'm the life on Mars is stuck in my head.
Oh my God.
And it's like constant loop. And I love that song, but I'm about to get annoyed because it just keeps going.
Oh God, really? Wow. Yeah.
It is stuck in my head.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I just think it is definitely, there was just certain cards that I immediately burst into a great big smile, and this is likely to be one of them.
And I know I said it like 3 times already, but things really and truly can be good. Why put a damper? Everything ends. Everything ends. Why not enjoy it?
Yeah, I've got to say, I had a reading recently. A guy had a bit of casual sex with someone, and his reading, he was a bit worried that you know that there might be an outcome. So I've got to say, if this card had come up in the reading, it would have been bad news. You know, he was really, really worried. I mean, it didn't come up, but I'm thinking that would have been a situation where the client would have thought, oh no, right? Do you know what I mean?
For that particular question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't. It actually didn't. I just thought of that then. But yeah, I mean, isn't it nice to kind of think that if you were to kind of like plant something in the garden and kind of nurture it or whatever, and then you suddenly go out every day and it's growing and growing and growing. And that to me is very much like the sun.
Yeah.
You know, it's the bringer of life.
Yeah.
Whereas the magician, and I was watching our video on the magician this morning, is about taking conscious action to kind of like, you know, bring something to life. I feel the sun is almost like nature's way of creating. It's almost like nature doing the manifestation in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I can totally see that. Man, and that is one happy, beautiful, beautiful, happy card to me. Point out the little squiggle here that the art was never fixed.
Ah.
She ran out of room.
Oh my God.
And they forgot they had to put the number in there, and she was going to make one of the heat waves again, and bloop. So that's what that is.
Oh, it makes you love it all the more, doesn't it? Makes
Yes, mistakes were made.
I've never noticed that. Never.
Yeah. Now you'll never unnotice it.
No, I won't now.
That was just a mistake in the art. That it was pushed through so quickly. So
Yes.
it's all these time. What is it now? 100 and
20, no, 110, 11,
100. Yep.
12 maybe.
112 years, and that line is still there from where she made a mistake. I love that.
I do, and I never ever noticed it. So did you bring any? I'm sure you did.
Yeah. But we'll start with yours and end with yours. I brought 2.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, okay.
So I'm going to pull up this one.
I mean, you got to have a bit of Julie Andrews, haven't you? You know, the hills are alive.
Perfect. She is the sun, especially in The Sound of Music.
I know. And when she's running across those like mountain tops in Austria, you know, it's just so spectacular, the scenery. And it's just, imagine kind of like feeling that sort of like, you know, that absolute joy and freedom, just running across those hills and singing at the top of your voice. I mean,
especially if you could sound like her, holy
yeah,
mother of cows.
Absolutely.
So,
and you've got to remember at that stage as well, when she's dressed like this, she is a sort of like a trainee nun. So she's very innocent in her. So she's got her personality and her character, but she is actually quite pure as well. You know, there's a purity there, which is that sort of childlike quality, even though she's an adult. And it's before she's accepted into the abbey. Like she wants to be a nun, but she has to get accepted into it or something. So at this stage, she's still at that stage of great innocence. So I think it's perfect.
I think it is too. And that innocence, and then everywhere she went. This is the movie tarot, by the way.
The movie tarot, yeah.
Yep. But everywhere she went, everywhere that character went, she brought life and joy.
Yeah.
So I think she's perfect for the sun.
I know. I saw it there and I thought, oh, I've got to kind of like, let's just give her an airing, Julie. I mean, I just sort of love the whole Sound of Music thing, though. You know, it's an absolute classic musical, and you know, it's really, really lasted the test of time, that musical, hasn't it? It's based on a true story as well.
Oh, I was going to ask you if it was true, because I'd heard it was, but I wasn't sure.
There's
one of my favorites.
Interviews and things with like the real Maria von Trapp, and you know who,
Oh,
it's all on YouTube.
That is a perfect sun. She's perfect.
Yeah.
So let's see. All right, I've got a very odd sun, but I love it. Legacy of the Legacy of the Divine by Ciro Marchetti. It's
oh my god.
None of the innocence, none of the anything that you see on the Rider-Waite, but that image, this is the image I needed this deck for. That orrery with that giant sun and all the planets revolving, and then the magic around it.
Oh, that is spectacular.
I wouldn't read it the same.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah, that is a hell of an image. And then you've got the zodiac, not only in the clock, but in the walls.
Wow.
That's called Legacy of the Divine. Beautiful deck.
That is absolutely stunning. So that's us down there on the bottom right, by the look of it.
Yeah, right there. And tiny.
Amazing, Sharon.
I love that image. Had to have that deck, that card specifically. And you've seen me bring a lot of that deck to this.
Yeah. I don't want the deck. I want the thing.
It's okay. I'm going to try and say it. It's very hard to say for me because I have a hard time with R's. It is an orrery. Orrery. Ugh.
How'd you spell it?
Orrery, and that may be wrong.
ORRERY. Orrery.
Yeah, I have a very hard time saying that word.
Oh, this is a nice one. £5,215.
Oh, I have some on my wish list. Someday I'm going to be rich, and I'm going to have a moving one in my house, and a house big enough to put it in. I love those things. Love them. I found one. It was made all of gemstones. Mandy. All gemstones.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a pretty penny. I don't have it. Let's just say that.
Oh my God. But this one is a little bit like that one. I wonder how much that one is.
They're all expensive.
Oh, it's gorgeous, Sharon. Love it.
You'll be watching. You'll be searching all day, just drooling, because I want one of these. Yeah. I need one of these.
Yes. Blimey. Okay. That's amazing. Wasn't expecting that.
But it's totally different than any sun card I've ever seen, but it still gives me that.
But it absolutely joy. Kind of like hits you just how essential and crucial. It's like a heart that is beating. That is the sun.
Yeah. Yeah. Every single planet in our solar system needs it.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, I'm saving my favorite of yours for last, but I do love this one. Oh my
And then Alice has, this is the Ghetto Tarot. And I mean, and she's just absolutely, totally captured it. And she must have been beside herself when that little boy kind of like turned up saying, I want to be in the photo. Look at him. I mean,
He's perfect.
It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. I think he's jumping, isn't he? She's caught him like jumping in the air.
Yep. Yeah, he's definitely jumping.
It's just perfect.
Oh my gosh. And it looks like he has like on a tiny version of the magician's cloak, like he's a little boy magician.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of like the magician strokes that red flag kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. It's just lovely. I mean, it basically captures everything that the traditional sun card what needs you to capture. There it is in real life form. I just love it.
That's
and I like
beautiful.
the fact that she's got a kind of like a drawing of the sun behind him that obviously the kids have drawn. Do you know what I mean? It looks like a very childlike drawing, rather than, she could have had the real sun, but she's chosen a sort of like an art project behind him kind of thing. And I just think that's really appropriate as well. I just
He's
love
beautiful. And he truly looks happy.
Oh, definitely so.
Oh my gosh. And okay, this sun, these two suns that I brought, the Aurori and this Eric Sidon Tarot Illuminati. Beautiful.
Oh, wow.
I love this card.
Now that child has got so much self-esteem, you know, in that card. That is like quite a child there. Like, that's so proud, so confident. Like, that child's going to be a leader, you know?
Yes.
It's gorgeous. Who's the person in the sun? Is it anyone particularly?
I don't believe it is. I haven't read that book in a long time.
No.
I've had this deck for about 8 years, maybe. But I just think it's the
even
sun.
the horse looks like he's bowing down to that child.
Yep.
That child looks like, are they some sort of royalty? Are they a king? Are they a king? You know, sometimes a child can be a prince or a king or something. I don't know, in certain cultures. It's gorgeous, Sharon.
Every single card in this deck is just stunning. Absolutely stunning. It's the first deck I was able to connect with after I retired my little Morgan Greer. So, but you can see why. Caw.
It's really spectacular.
It really is.
Yeah, wow.
And this one, when I saw this one you brought,
I couldn't resist it. Okay, so this is it. The fairy tarot. Look at them. I mean, it's just so playful, so happy, and so magical.
magical.
And, yeah, you know, it just absolutely kind of warms your heart, doesn't it?
And there is not a single dang thing in this card that I think anybody could come up with something ominous. It's beautiful. When you sent it to me to do the Canva, just my heart swelled. It made me so flipping happy.
I think I would like to come back as a fairy and live in the fairy kingdom. Look at that.
Their wings. How did he capture the light like that? I want to be an artist.
I know. Look at this card for the sun, Gretel. Here's Gretel.
Do you know what I can imagine them listening to?
Go on.
The Happy Gnome. Is that what it's called by David Bowie? Is it called The Happy Gnome?
Oh, it is something like that, isn't it?
The Laughing Gnome.
The Laughing Gnome. I'm a laughing gnome and you can't catch me.
I can imagine those two
Yeah.
little people listening to that.
Especially with the look on her face.
It's sort of cheeky, isn't it?
It-
I just thought, oh, you've made it through. You've made it through to the video, Fairy Tarot Sun.
and when the first moment I laid eyes on it, I was like, oh, that is precious and happy.
Absolutely. So this has put me all in a good mood, Sharon. So I'm going to quit
Good.
while I'm winning. And I'm going to go back to my beach and read my book.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds like a perfect day. I'll be right there. Bahamas, right?
Bahamas, yeah, why not? Yeah.
All right.
No,
You guys
Bahamas, yeah.
share, ring the bell, join our newsletter and see what we're up to, so you don't have to miss
Absolutely.
anything. And
Yeah,
I'm headed to the Bahamas.
absolutely. Yes. This year online, next year, we'll all meet on the beach in the Bahamas. Yeah.
There we go.
We'll all bring along our orreries to compare.
Now look, she's teasing me because I can't say that word.
Right. Anyway,
Show off.
yeah. So we'll see you at Judgment. Yeah. And and just relax, enjoy, have a good time. Shalom. Yeah.
Thank you for engaging with us. Please like, subscribe and share. To book a personal, in-depth reading and to learn more about our incredible courses in tarot and astrology, please visit our website www.thepomegranate.grove.com.